You a Patriots fan?
Well, hard not to be. Let's put it this way. We spent many years sitting on those metal benches at Schaefer Stadium and Sullivan Stadium. So I'm a journalist now, but I can't say that I haven't been a Patriots fan in my life. Gotta admit it.
Pay, journalist, schmurnalist. Okay, listen, so your reaction to those saying Brady should retire then?
Well, I think that let's go back to another Boston guy, Robert Parrish, the great Boston Celtic who played for 100 years. I disagree with it. I understand and I respect the poetry of it. But what did Satchel Paige say? You only come around this way once. And there's nothing else in professional sports that is there's nothing else that can match what professional sports can give you in terms of that competitive fire. What's Tom Brady going to do? He threw for 466 yards. Why would he quit? I say that if the tank is empty, you quit. If it's not, you keep going.
All right, so clearly Tom looks as if he could still play. His arm looks better than ever. You don't see any bit of a drop-off. Mine as well. So you've seen this team.
They could win it next year, Carrie. Why would you quit?
Why could you? Or why would you? You're absolutely right. So tell me how you've watched, as a Boston native as well as a journalist, watch the Patriots go from where they started with Brady and Bill to where they are right now.
Well, for me, it goes further back. I think that if you're a New Englander, if you're of a certain age, let's put it that way, you remember pretty much four things about the Patriots. You remember the fans being so drunk that they got banned from Monday Night Football for years. You remember getting hammered in the Super Bowl by the Bears, and then the cocaine scandal that came 2 days after that. And then, of course, you remember the scandal with what the Patriot players did with Lisa Olson. That was what the Patriots were known for, complete ineptitude and scandal.
Wow.
And then after Bob Kraft bought that team, and starting in '94, you had that group. You had that Bledsoe, Curtis Martin, Ben Coates group, and then moving on to Belichick and Brady. I've never seen a franchise reinvent itself like this in any sport. To go from what the Patriots had been for essentially 35 years to what they are now, I can't think of another franchise that went from so mediocre to just being a laughingstock. There were teams that didn't win and then became great teams. Like even the 49ers were never a laughingstock. This franchise, people made fun of for years. And to do what they've done now, it's incredible.
Well, Howard, some may disagree with you on the 49ers being a laughingstock, but talk about that. Put it in perspective for me, because I appreciate you giving the context of how they were and how they are right now. So from that end, give us the biggest moment in terms of the Patriots dynasty, how you could see the wheels turning here.
Well, I think the most important thing for me was legitimacy, and I think you got that with Bill Parcells and Bob Kraft first. Then they had their messy divorce, and then you had Pete Carroll, and it looked like it was starting to slide back in the other direction. And then, of course, I would make the argument, we talked about it a little bit over here after the game, you've got Red Auerbach trading for Bill Russell in 1956, and then you've got Mo Lewis hitting Drew Bledsoe. To me, those might be the two biggest moments in Boston sports in terms of reinventing a franchise. Without that hit, Drew Bledsoe had just signed a $100 million contract. When was Tom Brady going to get on the field? How was Tom Brady going to get on the field? I don't think that Bill Belichick was ever enamored with Drew Bledsoe, but they had paid him so much money, and he was the incumbent. There was no reason to make that move. And then Mo Lewis that came and hit Drew Bledsoe, and everything changed. I can't think of, once again, another moment that altered a franchise like this.
Yeah, that wasn't a time when people would sit you down if you were getting paid so much, a la Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. So talk to me about then, do you believe, and I feel like this is just a no-brainer question, but do you believe that Brady and Belichick rank among the greatest coach-player combos ever?
No, no question. No question. And I think they're inseparable because neither one has done it without the other. And I think that there's no reason to separate them. This is going to be, I know people hate this team, and I know people really dislike Deflategate and Spygate and every other gate you can think of and all of it. But this is a team, when you watch what happened last night, you got to respect a champion. You got to kill a champion if you want to beat them. And the question all night was going to be whether or not Atlanta could close them out. And they couldn't. And the other thing, too, that I really admire about watching this team is Every Super Bowl they've been in, even the one with the Eagles was not a great game, but they were all, I mean, most of them have been classics. I mean, not just good games, phenomenal games. And they've put on a show. And it's something to me, when I was watching that thing last night, and you could see Atlanta open that door a little bit.
Right.
You could tell something magical was going to happen. And I started thinking, I'm like, okay, the way this is going now, if Atlanta doesn't win in regulation, they're going to lose this game.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, my man, I love when you come on. It's always a full-on education. Can you do this more often?
Whenever you call, I'll be there.